So after we do our dyno run, you can see we're going back in and we're looking at the volume efficiency versus the readings that are being pulled during the actual run. And these are the offsets that the computer's recommending to trim or enrich the fuel to make the bike run to the AFR that we targeted based on the cubic inches and the upgrades on the bike. So most shops, anything 4 or 5, they call it good and roll it. If it's anything more than a 2, we will continue to pull dynos and continue to do adjustments until we get it dialed in. 2 or less is the only thing acceptable. So as you can see up here in the 1500 RPM range, no, 1625 at 10% and 15% throttle, we've got a -10 offset. -8 at 1500 at 20% throttle. So those numbers, those are pretty big adjustments. We're gonna go in and I'm gonna adjust those numbers correctly and bring and trim that fuel so that it runs a little bit better. Then over here at the at 3000 or 30% throttle at what's that? 1625 as well. We're running a little fat. So we're going to go through and make all these adjustments. This is on the rear cylinder. And we're going to I'll pull up the front cylinder and you'll see similar adjustments. We do not tune a front jug to a rear jug. We won't just run and take these numbers and slam them into the rear jug because A, that's not a true tune. The exhaust pipe is longer from the front jug to the exhaust. You've got fuel disparity, you've got fuel pressure variances, you've got intake variances as far as the way the intake was milled that causes airflow to be slightly different, variances in the heads. So to just take your numbers from the front jug and slam them into the rear, you're not going to get a true tune. So when this bike came in at 3,000 to 3,500 RPM, wide open throttle, the bike hesitated, stalled out. You'd have to release the throttle and then wrap back into it again. It was running rich, so it was loading up. Now we've trimmed it out. There's a full, nice, smooth power band all the way through. And that's the big thing. Besides giving you the maximum torque and horsepower and tuning the bike for performance, the number one thing that people comment about is how smooth their bike runs after they've been tuned. The bikes run exceptionally clean, exceptionally smooth. Fuel mileage goes up, performance is better, etc. You know, and that's the goal. People always ask, when should I get my bike tuned? The answer is the minute you pick it up, because Harley tunes their bikes to be one size fits all, one elevation, one riding style, one weight. You're not the same. Obviously, I don't weigh what, you know, a 30-year-old woman weighs. Well, in East Texas, you never know. So those bikes are one size fits all. We go in and actually tailor the bike to fit you, where you live, how you ride, how much you weigh, whether you're riding 2 up or 1 up, whether you ride with luggage, etc., etc. So this is going to give us the ability to give you the absolute best running bike you can possibly get, and make sure the bike is reliable, performs well, and is comfortable and enjoyable to ride. So we're going to wrap it up, and then we'll run one final dyno, and I'll show you what that looks like.